about imaginary boundaries, but somehow I'm afraid to go over them. Cover up all the scars and memories. Creativity is all that I got, so let me shout and wake you up. Let me wake you up. Oh, while the firefly dance on a new moon night, she tempts me with her glistening eyes. The sky above changes its color from dawn till dusk. I wonder why. Is this a curse or just a wrong guess? I'm floating on the clouds without wings. All of a sudden the end might come, so I don't act like someone else until the time is up. I can't give up on you before this time is up. I'll leave all my regrets between the line and lines. I am lost again until the time is up. I'll never give this up until the time is up. I can't give up on you before the time is up. I'll leave all my regrets between the lies and lies. I'm confused again when the time is up. I'll take what I've got to take.
That phoenix will never be right, I say as I take a big ol' spoonful of fucking bran flakes and I put them in my mouth and then I chew them and I get ready to swallow. But then what's about to happen? What's about to happen? Also, hi Dylan Active, congrats on being the first person in chat, and hi Mary, congrats on being in chat at all. Thank you also for being here. Gonna give it a few more minutes to let people kind of saunter on in, and so I can get some water, and then we'll be doing more Ace of Attorney.
めたストーリー赤く大地積み上げる地球儀はガランドになったパラダイス僕らの手で救い出そう果てしなく続く坂道を今思い切り駆け抜けてファラウェイ立ち上がれ勇者は僕の中にいるそびえ立つターゲット負けるわけにはいかない燃え上がれ鼓動は胸を焦がしてる忘れられた明日取り戻しに行くんだ熱いバトル起こせ限界まで高まってきたエネルギー引き金引く時が来た数いてる道の架け橋を今追いかけて加熱してファラウェイ立ち上がれ選手は僕の中にいる迫り来るターゲット逃げるわけにはいかない燃え上がれ都市は胸を焦がしてる枝分かれした道迷っていられないんだ熱い火花散らせ立ち上がれ天使は僕のそばにいる壊れそうな夢を守らなきゃいけないんだ立ち上がれ勇者は
Okay, we begin. Hi, Live Livid. Bam, we're live. How's everyone doing? I have been playing Misery Chord all morning. Those nuns are gay in ways they can't even begin to comprehend. I've had like a hankering for more Ace Attorney. Over Christmas when I was out of town, I played and finished all of Game 4, Apollo Justice. And I have so many thoughts and opinions and things in my brain about this whole series. And I don't know, I need more. Like, I beat it and I was immediately like, my biggest takeaway from Game 4 is that if any of the games, I think that one needed a 5th case more than any other ones. The fact that it only has 4, I think is the game's biggest shortcoming. I think the game is very interesting, and I think if it had a little bit more time to develop some of the things it wants to say, it could be like one of the best games in the series. But unfortunately, I think it falls a little bit short in that regard. Load game. Spirit. Like, I did enjoy it a lot. I I also think that me liking game 4 more and more makes me like game 5 and 6 less and less. But what's my fave Ace Attorney game? Probably Trials and Tribulations. I think it's like probably the best game in the series. It's weirdly enough the first one that I played, just the one I happened to get my hands on when I was in like middle school. So it's always stuck with me more than any other one. I think probably the first game is the closest of any of the other ones to being like the same level of quality, but Trials and Tribulations just hits so different. It's so good. The whole story with Godot and like seeing more of Mia's backstory and just how wonderfully they tie in like the whole villain from like the first case to the final one, and they tie in some cool twists from like the last two games that are really interesting and getting some more background on Phoenix. Like it's all just mwah, chef's kiss. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the court. It's very nice to meet all of you. I'm a lagomorphing illusionist from the land of fairy tales, Bonnie DeFam. I know you're full of shit, Bonnie. Everything you say is a lie and I can't trust you. I can't wait to do some magic tricks for all of you. Please, witness. There is a time and place for all things, including magic. Aw, but it would be okay if I just do a little magic, right? Come on, please. Look, everybody is waiting. Now's my chance to shine. That is your second time. My second time doing what? There will be no further warnings. You should know that from our preparatory meeting, right? Eep. Is no one exempt from His Holiness's rosary of suffering? May we have your testimony, witness, once you've recovered from your disappointment. Well, as a huge fan of Trucy's, I don't really want to testify against her, but I guess I have to, don't I? As a huge fan of Trucy's, huh? I hate her. I loathe her. I can't stand that Trucy right. Just because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. So this is exactly what that sniveling brat deserves. Sure, you're a real fan, all right. Of destroying Trucy, you mean. I really can't believe that Trucy killed Mr. Roos. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body up if she used a stage lift. Is it possible? Could Trucy really have... If Trucy did use a stage lift, I think she must have used stage lift number 2. I was on stage for the entire show, by the way. Okay, I need to really quickly remember all the shit from this entire, like, case. Playing through, like... case I played case 1, but I played through case 2, 3, and 4 of Apollo Justice like just a little while ago, like a week ago. So I need to remember everything from this case and forget everything from all of those really fast. You were on stage the whole time, and you're sure about that? There is no question. The entire audience could testify to that fact. What's more, she is shown clearly in the TV footage as well. I couldn't possibly have killed Mr. Roos, not little old me. Therefore, the only person who could have killed the victim under stage is the accused. Furthermore, by using a stage lift, even a petite young lady could have raised the body up to the stage without difficulty. Wasn't there something about the stage lift that we, like, saw? Stage lift to... had to move out of the way during the show since it was already up all the way. It was already up all the way. Okay, so that's the contradiction. You've got to be kidding me. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Ace Attorney, Ace Attorney. It's so good, and I like it a lot. Ugh. I think she must use... I'm just gonna try Just gonna go for it.
Objection!
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. You didn't see a dang thing. No, no one is doing anything. Nothing happened. No one is scumming any kind of saves. That was just a weird glitch that happened that brought me back to the beginning of the cross-examination. I have no idea.
Hold it!
You said you're a huge fan of Trucy's, isn't that right? Oh yes, I even became a magician because I wanted to be just like her. The first time I saw her, she was performing at the Wonder Bar. She was only in junior high back then, but she got up on stage with tons of confidence. And then she proceeded to win my heart with her astonishing tricks and winning smile. She certainly sounds like she means all of that. So, finally being able to perform with her must have been quite a treat for you, right? Oh yes, after all, it was my chance to have her see me. Not just as a fan, but as a fellow magician. But then that horrible accident happened. It was not an accident, it was murder. Witness, please explain if you would. How a small young woman such as Trucy Wright could have raised the body. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body if she used a stage lift.
Hold it!
What makes you think it would be possible? It's not like you tried it out yourself, right? Well, actually, we did try it out for ourselves. You did? Detective Sky, if you would. Oh, so that's why you made me do that. Detective Sky, what did he have you do? The prosecutor asked me to try raising one of the male police officers with a stage lift. Without a single word of explanation as to why he was making me do it. You're kidding. It's as if he really can foresee all of our counter-arguments. Do not underestimate this humble servant of the Holy Mother. More like haughty. I guess that means Trucy could have lifted the dead body up. Does this mean... But like, okay, the thing is, what was I wrong with here? Because the stage lift Trucy had to move out of the way during the show since it was already up all the way. Okay, well, I'll just keep pressing and then we'll see.
Hold it!
Is what possible? Could Trucy really have what, Mr. Pham? Please finish your sentence. Eek! Well, Don't try to beat around the bush. Come right out and say it. Why not tell this court what you really believe? What I really believe? Of course I don't believe Trucy could ever commit murder. Such an amazing and wonderful magician would never do such a thing. But, taking all the facts into account, what else can I think? I know of at least 3 other unflattering things you really think about Trucy. How can you attack this girl when she's obviously speaking with reserve? There is such a thing as reading between the lines, Mr. Justice. It's sad how the youth of today lack the ability to do such a basic thing. Looking at me like that isn't gonna help me stick my foot in my mouth less, Your Honor. Witness, please describe what the accused might have used to lift the dead body. All right. I'm copying every single one of Apollo's poses whenever he gets on screen. I do love a lot of Apollo. I like Apollo's poses more than I like Phoenix's, I think. I really like his physicality a lot. It's very good. Like, a lot of them are pretty similar, just like, you know, defeated or like whatever, but a lot of the nuance to them, I tend to like Apollo more. If Trucy did use the stage lift, I think she must have used stage lift number 2. Stage lift number 2? You mean the stage lift shown here on the left? That's right. With a stage lift, I think even a small girl could easily lift up a dead body to the stage. And so that makes her the murderer, in your opinion? Of course not. I believe in Trucy. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of hers. Oh, brother, this guy. How long is she gonna keep this act up? Defense. What position was stage lift number 2 in after the show? Let's see. If I recall, it was in the fully raised position. Ah! And the reason why it was fully raised is because the accused used it to lift the victim's body. Wouldn't you agree? Feel free to slowly mull it over while you roast over the flames of hell, you evil red pepper. So now I'm also evil? I was on stage for the entire show, by the way.
Hold it!
You didn't have a single spare moment to slip down to the understage passage? Huh? Don't tell me you suspect me now. I'm just trying to do my job by fully examining your alibi. Depending on how solid it is, I might suspect you, yes. You gotta be kidding me. Don't spit on my head and tell me it's raining, lawyer boy. I'm right there in the footage, or are you too much of an idiot to see? Huh? Mr. Pham, are you feeling all right? You seem suddenly different. Hey Strap, how's it going? Oh, oops. Where did that come from, right? Oh my, I seem to have snapped there for a second, didn't I? You didn't just snap. You broke character just now. In any case, I was on stage the whole time performing magic. I mean, you saw me in the footage, right? My dazzling and flawless performance. Flawless? That's odd, considering what you told me. You said that you made a mistake with where you positioned Mr. Hat. Mr. Pham, to what is the defense referring? Well, I made a little mistake on stage. I was in charge of operating Mr. Hat, you see. According to the script, I was supposed to place him to the left of the coffin. But I flipped it up and made him stand to the right of the coffin instead. And because of that mistake, Trucy had to move the stage lifts around. I feel really bad about messing Trucy up like that with my goof. Darn it, I don't see any inconsistencies in her testimony. Now do you know who the real killer is? Come on, Gramps, don't just sit there. Hand down your ruling pronto. Do it quick before you keel up over there. I beg your pardon. Oops. Oh, what's gotten into me? I'm so sorry. I give her another 5 minutes before she tears off that mask. Well, defense. Are you ready to let it all go now? Of course not. I'll never give up. I see. I suppose this too is fate. The sacred scriptures of Cryanism describe a variety of hells for the damned. For someone like you, who struggles ceaselessly against his fate. Papul Bolhig seems most appropriate. People boil... what? Oh wait, that's Karainese. Oh, what sort of terrible place is Papul Bolhig? A place where the more one struggles, the further one falls into the abyss. At the bottom of the abyss, a ferocious beast awaits. Think of it as something akin to an antlion sandpit trap. Oh, there's one of those in my backyard. Wow, Karain's hell is closer to home than I thought. Now then, it would appear that the witness's testimony supports the prosecution's claims. The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim understage. How are we supposed to get out of this jam? Hey, Apollo, if you can't find any contradictions, maybe it's time to use analytical psychology. You mean, I heard some discord in Bonnie's voice while she was testifying. Oh boy, this is surely admissible in court. See? Widget is picking up on the noise in her heart, too. That's right. Athena can hear things others can't with their super sensitive hearing. She can hear the emotions people suppress as a kind of noise or discord in their voices. All right, Athena, let's give it a try. Hey, Strago, how's it going? You got it. Your Honor, I'm afraid that our witness, Miss DeFam, is suffering under terrible traumatic stress due to this horrible incident. She is? Yes. What with that terrible death on stage, and her beloved Trucy getting arrested, she's under awful strain and shock. In fact, I don't know how much more she can take before she's unfit to testify. What? Oh, I've heard of that. What is it called? Postal stress disorder, right? It's where a person becomes uncontrollably angry, I think. I read about it somewhere. That's going postal, Your Honor. This is PTSD. Oh my. So that's why the witness acts so hostile at times, as if she were a different person. Yes, and I think her condition is clouding her memory of the incident. Therefore, I suggest a short therapy session for the witness. Huh? Therapy? You don't know the first thing about a magician's mental strength. I've risked my life jumping through rings of fire and having my body sawn in half. Oopsie. Boy, I have to watch my temper, don't I?
Miss Sykes, please do whatever you can to help this unfortunate young lady.
And what exactly is this child planning to do, Mr. Justice? With her super sensitive hearing, Miss Sykes can hear a witness's true emotions. Simply from tone and inflection, she can tell exactly what a person is feeling. I can even pick out feelings that a witness is trying to suppress or hide. Widget projects the emotions I hear into the mood matrix where I can analyze them. It sounds like some sort of spurious devilry, though I find it hard to believe, I must ask. How do emotions constitute evidence?
Well, I won't say that emotions can be taken as evidence per se. I have seen how instrumental Miss Sykes' work has been in cracking a case. Therefore, I wholly support giving it a try.
I see. You are in favor of it, Your Honor, then I have no objections. Even this mere monk can see that something disturbs the witness. I'll disturb you! Oh, thank you for understanding, Prosecutor Sadmadhi. Apollo, you remember how to conduct a therapy session, right? You want me to lead the session? Of course, you're the lead on this case after all. Fair enough, but do I need a refresher? No need, I think I remember. I think I still remember it from the last time, so let's get right into it. Okie dokie. You ready, Widget? Let's do this. Whee! I guess Trucy is the one who killed Mr. Okay, hold on, I gotta save. How's everyone doing today? What have you all been up to? I know for some people it's earlier than others, but you know, still just kind of curious. I've been playing a bunch of Misericorde. I've been playing so much Misericorde. I think after I'm done streaming, I'm probably gonna go play Misericorde. Or I guess read Misericorde. It's not really a game per se, but I don't know. Even she could move the body with that lift. I was on stage at the time. But that terrible mistake. My stupid flub caused Trucy so much trouble. I feel so bad about it. I'd napped earlier. I need to continue the eternal cycle of doing laundry soon. Oh, my laundry's piled up. I also need to do it. Hey, why are you happy? Why are you happy? What's wrong with you? Are you stupid, Bonnie? You say you feel bad, but then there's a little smiley face. Surely this is admissible in court.
You got it!
I have to say, Miss DeFam, you certainly are a strange one.
Even though you said I feel so bad about it, it seems you were feeling happy about it.
Meh. You messed Trucy up. Changed the oil in my car, having a short day at work today. Oh, I gotta get my car fixed. It the battery died, so now I have to get the battery replaced, but I have to make an appointment to get the battery replaced. But to do that, I have to jumpstart my car to drive it to get the battery replaced. And I can't really do that because my roommate's car apparently isn't strong enough to jumpstart my car, and so it won't work. So I have no idea how to actually get my battery replaced for my car to work. It's kind of a nightmare. You messed Trucy up. I think you were happy because you messed the defendant up. I'm right, aren't I? You gotta be kidding me. Why would I be happy I messed Trucy up? I'm a big fan of hers. Because we saw you. I hate her. I loathe her. I can't stand that Trucy Wright. I'm gonna say this all out in the open so that someone hiding behind a barrel could hear me say it and then use it in court later. Just because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. So this is exactly what that sniveling brat deserves. We saw how you said you hated Trucy Wright. How you were glad she was in trouble, and even how it was what she deserved. It looks like I hit the bunny on the head, so to speak. Apollo, the noise level dropped. Now if we could get it down to 0. Well, Mr. Pham, are you ready to confess how you really feel? What? What do you mean? I'm Bonnie, the sweet, cute little bunny. I'm a rookie magician working hard to be just like my idol, Trucy. That's the character I'm supposed to be. Keep that up, Mr. Pham, and you're going to have a mental breakdown. Just let yourself be who you really are. Oh, just like Steven in the universe. Who I really am? The two sides of you are fighting each other and doing you psychic harm. I can hear them. Two distinct voices battling inside you. Shut your pie hole. You know nothing, know-it-all. I mean, you mustn't say things like that or I might get flustered. Mr. Pham, how long do you insist on maintaining this wolf in sheep's clothing act? We can't end this therapy session until you get real with us. Set the wild beast inside you free. Ouch. Is she gonna actually change how she looks? Oh man, I thought she was gonna undergo a massive transformation and be Super Saiyan. Don't make me laugh. You don't know a dang thing about me. Inside of you are two magicians. They are kissing. It is Magician Yuri. Inside of you is Magician Yuri. It's awesome. It's awesome and so cool, and everyone loves it. Everyone loves the Magician Yuri that's inside of you right now. Don't make me laugh. You don't know a dang thing about me. You want to see who I really am? Fine. Take it, good luck. Oh, here it comes. Whoa! She's evil. What in the world? Sheep's clothing, you've got it all wrong. It's a rabbit suit I've got on. But I'm not a wolf. I'm a blood-sucking vampire. A bat with fangs and wings. I think we just opened Pandora's box. I'm finally done with that goody two-shoes cottontail act. I feel free as a bat. I like that her little heart thing is also a plume on a bat, or the little chest hair on a bat. It's very cute. It's a good design. Her hair being bat wings is also very good. This is fun.
Defense, your therapy session is taking a turn for the worse from the looks of it.
There's a perfectly good explanation for this, isn't there, Miss Sykes? Methinks I created a monster. We blew it. Hey, you, lobster boy. Who, me? You think I'm glad Trucy is in trouble? That I think she's getting her just desserts? Well, guess what? You're right. King! Does that mean you would admit to wishing the defendant harm? Well, the bat is out of the bag now. That mistake of mine was a work of art. Thanks to my goof, poor little Trucy had to do all that hard physical labor.
When you say hard physical labor, what are you referring to?
Because of Mr. Hat's new position, Trucy had to move both of those huge stage lifts. They must have been so heavy. What a riot.
That's strange. Athena, could you please add that last statement to Bonnie's testimony?
All right, I'll update the mood matrix with the new info.
Hey, Apollo. Now there's a new inconsistency in the testimony. Yeah, she finally slipped up, so what do I need to do now?
Well, from this point onward, just do what you do best. Find the contradiction in the testimony and present evidence to refute it.
All right, I've got you now, Bonnie DeFam.
Info update. She ended up having to move the 2 stage lifts. Okay, but like, why would she have to move it if it was... She would only have to move it if it was already up, and Bonnie would only know that it was already up and know that she had to move it if Bonnie was aware that it was in the up position, but she would have no reason to think that unless she was like in on it.
Objection!
Finger slipped. Weird glitch. Don't know what happened. Game is bugged. Switch version is jank as hell. I don't know. I don't know what caused the game to reload like that. Can I press this? I can't. Okay. Oh, she told no one about this. Okay.
Objection!
There we go. That doesn't make sense. What? So you think I'm crazy now? No, that's not the point I was trying to make. But I don't hear you denying it.
Mr. Pham, allow me to repeat your statement. Thanks to that, she ended up having to move the stage lifts.
That's right. And I still say that's just what she deserved.
But how did you know? How did you know Miss Wright moved the stage lifts?
Huh?
According to her own statement, she didn't tell anyone that she had done so.
What?
So how could you possibly have known that what she had done unless you saw her? You saw Miss Wright moving the stage lifts in the underground passage, didn't you?
Bye-bye. You did it, Apollo. Noise levels are at 0%.
But Mr. Justice, wouldn't that mean...
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pham herself was under the stage where the victim was killed. And I hardly need to tell the court what that means. You are one artful liar, Mr. Pham, and one spectacular suspect.
Yeah. Hey, Kupo, how's it going? Why, you shiny red lobster boy? You're saying I killed Mr. Roos?
I'm saying that it's a possibility. What's more, I say you had a solid motive to frame my client for the murder as well.
Objection.
My apologies for raining on the defense's merry revelry. But you seem to have forgotten one very important point.
Sick with the flu? Oh no, I hope you feel better. That sucks.
Oh, really? The TV footage. As you can clearly see, Mr. Pham was on stage the whole time. The entire audience can bear witness to that fact, including you.
Oh yeah.
You have just taken a long and senseless journey, only to return to the starting line. The witness could not have been in the understage passage, which means the only one who left who could have killed the victim is the accused.
Ah. Guess the party's over.
But Mr. Pham knew something she couldn't have known unless she was under the stage. How do you explain that, Prosecutor Sadmadhi? It's quite simple. The accused must have told Mr. Pham about it, but then forgot.
Ha! Open those useless eyes of yours and take a good look at the footage. If Mr. Pham really was in the understage passage, it would mean she was on stage and understage at the same time. You mean she was in two places at once? That does seem to be the only explanation that makes any sense. Maybe an explanation, but I'm not so sure about the make sense part.
Then we'll just have to make it make sense. Your Honor, the witness was both on stage and understage at the same time. This is the defense's assertion. I've heard some illogical things come out of you before, but this is absurd. I'm sure you'll change your tune once you hear my reasoning, Your Honor. My gut tells me you're bluffing, but I'll bite. Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain—
No, wait, I need to save. Thank you. You teleport, P-Brain? Bonnie's teleportation trick. She teleported.
Let's not forget that Miss Pham's specialty is teleportation magic. With teleportation, she can be in two places at practically the same time.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Really good. Really good explanation, Apollo. This is gonna work really well.
So, you believe that teleportation actually exists? Well, you know what magicians always say about their magic. It's all real, no tricks or gimmicks involved. Well, I have listened patiently to your reasoning, and the only thing dispelled is the false air of competency you tried to project.
Haha, I see what you did there. Good one, Your Honor.
Ho ho ho! You might be surprised to hear this, but I used to be known as the jokester judge.
Well, at least I avoided penalty with some well-placed brown nosing. Please let me try again, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain the witness was in two places at once?
I think the can I see the footage? I don't think it's gonna let me see the footage. Oh, it will. I want to say maybe there's two Bonnies and she has like a twin, but I feel like that would have come up before now. I don't really see much of a difference between the Bonnie on stage was fake and there were two Bonnies. I think these are both kind of the same explanation. Either way, I'm saying that like there were two people. I don't know why these are separate. These feel very much the same, but I'll say the Bonnie on stage, it doesn't look fake in the video. It's gotta be teleportation the second go around. Of course, the classic present the same thing twice and then it works that every Phoenix Wright game has. I'm gonna say there's 2 Bonnies and that there's just like a separate character that we don't know. And that's a little bullshit. No, I'm gonna say the Bonnie. This doesn't make any sense because there's no instance of this. I'm just gonna say the Bonnie DeFame on stage was fake.
Fake? Really?
Such an assertion is not something one would expect from a genuine lawyer.
Oh, maybe you are the fake and your attorney's badge is made out of cardboard.
No, I'm the real thing, I swear. And why cardboard specifically? Yeah, why cardboard specifically, Judge?
Let's just say I had an infuriating experience thanks to one. In any case, your fake Bonnie theory doesn't sound very convincing.
It's not a bad idea in theory, but I think the one on stage is the real Bonnie. You can just tell. The one on stage wasn't fake. Does that mean the one under stage is real too? Please, okay, so what is this to then? Has there been, I feel like they kind of know this is bullshit, which is why they aren't giving you any penalties here. Because I don't know, like, Bonnie's teleportation trick. I guess that makes sense that, like, that's how her teleportation trick works. I do think these are so similar. Like, that either of these could be the same thing. I think it's weird that these are, because either way, like, if you're saying there were 2 Bonnies and that's how her teleportation trick works, one of them is just by definition fake. Whatever, there were 2 Bonnies. There were 2 Bonnies, Your Honor. If that were the case, it would all make sense, wouldn't it?
There were
2 of them?
I suspect you've had a few screws loose, but now I see some are missing altogether.
Is there a toolkit in this courtroom, Your Honor? I suppose 2, no, 3 screws to the head should righten his putrid brain.
Very well, bailiff, could you...
No, wait, please listen to my argument.
Very well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to at least give it a listen.
As was argued earlier, Miss DeFame is shown in the footage the whole time. But at the same time, she was also watching Miss Wright in the understage passage. The only possible explanation is that there are 2 Bonnies.
That almost sounds like it makes sense. What do you think, Prosecutor Sadmati?
This humble servant of the Holy Mother is of the opinion that we should lose no time in replacing the defense's many lost screws. Could never play this game. One snarky remark towards me and I would want to reach into the game and punch someone. Yeah, but then you get like the you get the satisfying victory of defeating them in the marketplace of ideas. And isn't that just as good? Isn't that just as good as just beating the shit out of them? You prove them wrong with facts and logic and sometimes ghosts. But Apollo, it goes against reality itself to say that one person is actually 2. But we don't have to be bound by reality. After all, we're talking about magic here. So if the Bonnie DeFame in the footage is the real Bonnie, then the Bonnie here on the witness stand, the one who must have been understage, this Bonnie DeFame is our second Bonnie. She is? Say we call the one in front of us Bonnie number 2. I believe I have just the piece of evidence to prove that a Miss Bonnie number 2 exists.
Oh, then please submit your evidence, Mr. Justice.
I don't know. The prosecutors in this game in particular are like, don't listen to the defense. They are stupid as fuck and we should kill them with hammers, actually. Yeah, and everyone listens. It's insane. Prints in the coffin, prints of the Trucy. Is it the fingerprints then? I think it's either the fingerprints or I think it's the fingerprints.
Take that!
What's this?
During our investigation, we found a set of unknown prints on the coffin on the stage. These prints were likely left during the course of the show.
But they didn't match the prints of any of the people involved in this case. An unknown third party's fingerprints? I was not told of this.
Emma must have kept it from him. Good job, Emma. I'd like to raise your previous comment yet again. Which one is that? Inside of you, there are two magicians? No, outside of you, there are two magicians. The two magicians have exploded into the real world and have taken on different, like, identities.
Mr. Pham, or should I say Bonnie number 2. These are your fingerprints, aren't they?
Yeah!
Satora. Enough of this foolishness. One person could not possibly be 2. Those fingerprints could have been left not only during the show, but at any time.
Objection!
It's not like you to lose your cool like that, Prosecutor Sadmati. And I'm sure you know that. Exactly when the fingerprints were made is not the main issue. What do you mean by that, Mr. Justice? The issue is, who do these unknown prints belong to? They're certainly not Bonnie DeFam's. But what if they belong to the person standing right in front of us? Oh, you mean Bonnie number 2 is the second Bonnie? Is that what you're implying? It's preposterous to suggest these prints belong to the witness. I say they must belong to some other unknown individual. Prosecutor Sadmati, can you really look at her and still say that?
What are you looking at? Take a picture, it'll last longer.
How could this be? If we check her prints, I'm sure they'll match the unknown set. Well, Bonnie, the prints that don't belong to the real you belong to you, don't they, Bonnie number 2? Witness, is what the defense has said true?
Fine, I'll admit it. The fingerprints are mine.
Then does that mean you really aren't Bonnie DeFam? What? Ridiculous.
That poor umbrella? Umbrellas are actually supposed to do that. You're supposed to use them inside, and they're supposed to go inside out constantly.
Are there really 2 Bonnies? Bonnie 2.
Nope. There's only one Bonnie. That's because I'm Betty. Betty DeFam. What? Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it's time for a wondrous magic show. Gasp in amazement as this lagomorphing illusionist performs her teleportation magic. Watch closely. It's showtime. At least Athena's having fun. Why the hell was Bonnie also here and no one noticed? She was just in the courtroom?
What an amazing trick. The witness is suddenly split into 2 people.
It's not a trick. No gimmick to it either. We're simply twins. They get, like, separate things. Bonnie DeFam.
What?
Twins?
So that's how the teleportation trick works?
Ever since our debut, I've had to hide or pretend I'm Bonnie. All cute and sweet and goody-goody. I can't tell you how stressful it is. Wait! Chat! 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 This means there's still a chance for Yuri. We all thought that Bonnie was lying about being Trucy's biggest fan. But it turns out Bonnie might actually still be Yuri for Trucy. And that Betty might just be, like, the evil one. There's still hope. There can be a good ending. But I don't have to hide anymore. That's right. Our days of sneaking around are finally over. Their cover is blown, but they actually seem pretty happy about it. So, which one of you is the nice Bonnie DeFam we met in the dressing room? That would be me. And the sharp-tongued Bonnie we saw with the ratings Raja under stage was... Hey, who are you calling sharp-tongued? It's all starting to make sense now. Yuri is back on the menu. Betty DeFam, Bonnie DeFam. Certainly does. During the show, it was Bonnie who was on stage the whole time. So Bonnie couldn't have committed the crime. But Betty, on the other hand, who was under stage, did have the opportunity. Ugh.
Well, so now we have 2 suspects.
Wait just a minute there, Lobster Boy. I didn't do it. That's right. Betty might have a foul mouth, but she'd never kill anybody. Hey, who's got a foul mouth here? Oh, well, speak up, huh? Please save your sibling squabbling for later. Betty, you must have been in the understage passage during the show. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known about the stage lifts being moved. So what exactly were you doing down there? Fine, I'll testify. Anything to get you off my back.
Prosecutor Sadmati, Betty DeFam is ready to testify. What do you say?
Betty, you lied to this humble servant of the Holy Mother. Hey, what else could I do? I couldn't blow our cover and ruin our magic act. Besides, am I gonna go to your Twilight Hell or whatever for being a liar?
Yes. You will indeed! You will indeed. However, it won't be after your death, rather. I shall give you a taste of your punishment on this mortal coil. In interrogation hell. Now then, Betty DeFam, please explain to this court what exactly you were doing under the stage.
What happened understage? What happened understage? It's true, I had business in the understage passage because of the upcoming trick. It was the fire trick, right? The one Mr. Roos was supposed to do. That's right. It's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it. It was in the script, and I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident. Shut up, you're gonna give it away. Anyway, I was real busy. Yeah, way too busy to have a chance to kill Mr. Roos. Well, that was certainly different. How's that for a flawless testimony and alibi? Our magic is real. It's not a trick or a... Oh, Bonnie is struggling. This is a really funny animation.
Oh my, she's floating.
Your Honor. You can see she's being held up from below. You were supposed to pretend you didn't see that. It's a little something called etiquette. But can't help it. Whenever I see a contradiction or inconsistency, I just have to point it out.
Now then, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
I was not paying attention to their testimony even a little bit. Oops. Okay. Oh no, I'm still very much like 2D over 3D for these games, but we're never going to get another 2D game, so just gotta accept it for what it is. It was the fire trick, right? The one Mr. Roos was supposed to do? Make sure the fire bucket is ready. So I had to make sure we were prepared for it. And I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident.
Hold it!
What accident? I see the fire trick was part of the script. It seems Mr. Roos was scheduled to perform it later in the show. Did you not get to see him practice it beforehand? No, during rehearsal he said he didn't feel well, so he couldn't breathe any fire for me. Wait, let me get this straight. He couldn't breathe fire because he wasn't feeling well? My magical powers appear to be on the wane today. That's what he said. So it was just part of his usual The Great Mr. Roos shtick. It's really too bad I didn't get to see the trick because of the incident. Which was completely unexpected, of course. Hey! This is so sus.
Hold it!
So what exactly do you mean by you're gonna give it away? See, Bonnie, you and your big mouth. Now Lobster Boy wants to know what we were talking about. Eep. I'm sorry.
Yes, well, if you were preparing for the next magic trick, I'm sure you wouldn't have had time to commit murder.
Wow, looks like the old geezer isn't senile just yet, huh? I'll bet you lived a good long life.
Ho ho ho! I plan to be sitting up here at least another 10 years.
10 more years? I don't know about that. What did we discuss about inner monologues, Athena? Well, more power to ya, I guess. In any case, I was so busy I didn't have time to off anybody. Oh, okay, but if you were planning on killing Mr. Roos, then I don't think you would have actually been preparing. Plus, we have evidence that you weren't preparing shit, because this is empty. But dust lines the inside of the pail.
Objection!
Yeah, I got your ass. I hate to break this to you, Betty, but there's a big flaw in your testimony. As big as the one in that floating trick you did earlier. Oh, harsh words. Well, let me tell you something, forehead boy. No one has ever figured out how we do our teleportation. There's two of you. You're twins. One of you goes behind a curtain and the other one walks out from a different part of the room. What do you mean no one has figured it out? It's been explained. You're twins. The jig is up. No one except me, you mean? Well, we have even better tricks up our sleeve. Huh? We do? I told you to keep it zipped.
Now, don't fight, you two. Mr. Justice, what's this about a flaw in the testimony?
The script has this to say about the fire trick. This will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. However, we found the fire bucket lying empty backstage except for a layer of dust. Ah! Ouch! You didn't even attempt to get ready for the next trick, did you, Betty? You got me! They got good music in these games. They should keep making new ones just for that alone. I don't even give a shit about the mysteries. I just want more music. Come on, Capcom, get your shit together. Make Ace Attorney 7 now.
Betty DeFemme, you will explain yourself.
There's nothing to explain. Come on, Betty, we can't hide it any longer. We might as well tell them. Shut up, you can barely take care of yourself. Don't try and tell me what to do. Well, if neither of you will explain, I guess I'll have to. The reason Betty didn't prepare for the fire is because she is afraid of fire. Knew the show wouldn't go on. This is what I was saying earlier. It's such like an obvious contradiction. You didn't prepare for the fire trick because you knew, didn't you? You knew that the body would be found and that the show would be canceled. Don't be ridiculous, you insignificant speck of a man. I'm gonna yank those lame bangs off of yours. I'm gonna yank those lame bangs of yours off. Is that what you want, huh?
Objection!
Whatever, they can grow back! Oh my god, Apollo! Yeah, but don't you think it would hurt? They're not even hair, it's just like a giant like skin bit that he has. It's like a lizard tail that it grows from his forehead. Now stop stalling and just tell us the truth already. I can't reveal my secrets, I'm a magician.
Objection!
You have been chasing the shadow of an illusory culprit, Defense. And having chanced upon a convenient target, you have let yourself get carried away.
Exactly. Where's your proof, huh?
And yet, I can see that the witness's taste for false words has also been proven. I advise you to confine your deceitful trickery to your magic act, witness.
Deceitful trickery? As your court-appointed therapist, I'd like to add something here, Betty. You finally let yourself be who you really are. But if you continue to hide behind lies, you'll just be imprisoning your heart all over again. But all these questions mean you're going to put me in prison for real. So I'll be behind bars either way.
Does that mean you're admitting your guilt?
Of course not. I can't believe you people. Every one of you thinks I did something I didn't do, you. Lobster Boy, Cue Ball Geezer, Head Case Brat, Cerberus Monk.
Cue Ball Geezer.
Head Case Brat? Really? Betty, calm down. Come on now, deep breaths, deep breaths. Look, I'm not the murderer, I tell ya.
Then how did you know the show would be called off before the fire trick?
I told you we can't reveal our secrets. We're under contract.
Contract? What is she talking about? Be that as it may, you're obviously a suspect in this case.
Objection!
I'm beginning to see the karmic threads that make up the intricate tapestry that is this case. Huh? Allow me to summarize your assertions, Defense. First, the victim was killed in the understage passage. And second, that the witness and the accused are the only two who could have done it. Exactly. What's more, Betty knew that the body would be found, and that the magic show would then be called off. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that Betty killed the victim understage. But what if Betty knew that the show would be called off for some other reason?
Like what?
In the course of my investigation, I found it strange that the dragon set piece fell when it did. That, in conjunction with the body tumbling from the coffin in such a dramatic fashion, all seemed too perfect for mere happenstance. It was as though the entire chain of events had been planned out in advance.
Ouch.
Planned out? After deciding to take this case, I scrupulously studied everything I could about the mass media in this country. I read the newspaper, old news reports, I even browsed tabloid magazines. How very industrious of you, I'm impressed. During this process, I learned about a strange practice favored by the TV world. A practice called the hidden camera.
This game, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? So the prosecution's argument right now is that they intentionally sabotaged this like entire show that they were putting so much money into as a prank because that would get more ratings, and this is gonna be taken seriously. because he read fucking tabloid magazines. Awesome video game.
Betty and Bonnie, you knew about this, did you not? About the dead body appearing, the set piece falling, the show being suspended. You two were informed of this plan by Take-Two TV in advance, correct?
Is that true? Betty, please, let's tell them now. I can't hold it in anymore. Dang it, fine, you got us. Everything the prosecutor said is true. The TV station paid us to cooperate with them on this plan. It was all a prank, a big setup planned out in advance. Mr. Roos showing up dead in the coffin. The set piece falling down. It was all completely scripted.
It was all a prank?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is so dumb. Okay. I'm going. A man has died. It was just a prank. What do you mean? Yes, Mr. Roos was supposed to pretend to be dead. That's how it was supposed to go. How much money did they put into this show for it to just be a bit? Just to fuck with Trucy? Like, this is insane. So this was all, I assume, because the performance contract says that if the show must be canceled in full, the second party must pay $3 million as compensation. So this was all just like a ploy, just to like make Trucy pay $3 million and like fuck with her. This is so like, what are we doing here? What is happening? That's right, he was supposed to show up dead in the coffin, and then the set piece would fall down. Trucy would be shocked and start to panic. That's how the prank script went. What? What the heck kind of prank is that? But we never thought he'd actually wind up dead. Yeah, that was the only thing that was completely different from the script. Poor Mr. Roos. I'm so completely lost right now.
Well, Betty and Bonnie, it certainly sounds like you have some explaining to do.
Okay, here's my current theory. It's obviously Mr. Roos is the killer. It's so obvious Mr. Roos is the killer. Or not Mr. Roos, Roger Rettens. This dude. He's the killer. He killed Mr. Roos. It's so obvious that it's like, I almost second guess whether or not it's him just because it's so obvious. But in my opinion, they were originally going to do this big prank or whatever, and the entire point was just what he told Bonnie, Betty, and Mr. Roos was probably that the whole thing was just to get ratings, that it was just a big prank to get ratings at the expense of Trucy. But once he got Trucy to sign this contract, he realized that if he could make it seem like it was Trucy's fault, then he would be able to charge her for like $3 million and repossess all of her belongings and yada, 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 make a quick buck. So he killed Mr. Roos to make it so it was a legitimate thing that would not be traced back to him, so that he could sue Trucy and take all her shit, which is an alarmingly stupid thing. I don't know why a show producer would want to sue a 17-year-old for $3 million. But what can you do about it? Just this once, we'll share how it was done with you. So listen carefully. You'll never hear this kind of thing anywhere else. After our teleportation trick, I went down under stage. TV execs have no morals, this tracks. Fuck, that's a good point. This is just what it's like making a Netflix original. When Mr. Roos's body appeared from the coffin on stage, it was time for Betty to do her job on the understage passage. That's right, I used the remote control for the winch connected to the dragon set piece and made it fall down. And just before the dragon fell, I called Tracy to the backstage so she wouldn't get hurt. After that, the plan was for Mr. Roos to come back to life in front of a panicked Tracy. He was supposed to laugh and fly away. That was how it was scripted anyway. But for some reason, he really did turn up dead, so he just kind of stayed on the ground. Like, I don't get what this was supposed to be. Because if it's supposed to be like, it's a prank on Trucy, no one in the audience is ever going to believe that this wasn't 100% scripted if Mr. Roos gets up and starts flying around. Trucy's just gonna look like this was just like a part of the show. I don't get what this is like. Whatever, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're sticking with it, we're moving forward. Ugh, I need water. What kind of sick joke is that? It's only case 2, to be fair. The logic doesn't need to be too complex. This is way more complex than this just being a straightforward kill, though. Like, this means, I don't know, the entire case... I don't know, this is bizarre. I guess, look, it's Ace Attorney. This is kind of just what you're in for, but this feels like a level beyond most other second cases.
It sounds to me like a terribly mean-spirited prank. The poor defendant was trying to do her magic show.
I guess so. I'm sorry, Trucy. Whatever. It was all the ratings Raj's idea anyway. Yeah, it sounds just like the kind of thing a guy like him would come up with. This is the prank plan script we got from the ratings Raja. Mr. Reese's body will appear up in the supposedly empty coffin, which should cause a big ruckus. After capturing a bit of Reese's reaction on film, Mr. Reese will come back to life. Again, like, this is just dumb, because any person looking at this would rightfully believe that this was all scripted and that Trucy was just pretending to be shocked as part of the magic show.
But where does all this leave us? Who killed the victim and when?
Yes, exactly. Those are the key questions. If Mr. Roos was only pretending to be dead in the coffin as part of a prank, then when he was under stage, there would still be life within him. And if that is the case, then Betty, who was also under stage, may be excluded from our list of suspects. Witness, was the victim alive up until he entered the coffin? Oh, well, now that we've spilled the beans, we might as well show you this video. Greetings, viewers! It is I, the great Mr. Roos! We are currently in the middle of Trucy's escape trick. Having snuck through the understage passage undetected, I am now hiding backstage, preparing to play a little prank on Trucy. I'm about to hide in the coffin, which Trucy will stab with her rubber sword. And when the coffin opens, ho-ho, I will be in it, acting as though I've met my maker. Can you imagine the look on Trucy's face then? It will be so epic, and everyone will point and laugh. I can hardly wait. I made this guy sound dumb as hell because I think his entire existence is dumb as hell, and like directly conflicts with the backstory that we heard about the Gramarys back in Game 4. And he just sounds dumb, and he sucks, and I don't like him, and I hate that his like outfit also is completely different from all the other Gramarys who clearly had like, you know, a theme. His is just like crazy. Like, they each had one of the card suites, and then I can't tell what his had right now, but also his weird like 2-color scheme, the black ribbon on the hat instead of the white ribbon, the half mask. He just doesn't look like he fits in even a little bit. You can also tell the artwork on this piece specifically for all the Gramarys is the official art. This is just the art they used in Game 4. They're reusing it, but for him, he's drawn and he's like in a weirdly different art style. I'm just a little hater, especially after playing Ace Attorney 4 like recently. I'm just a little bit of a hater right now. Why is he only 30? He was so much younger than everyone else. Like, everyone else in this troop was like 40 something. Like 2 years ago, they were like 40. Why is he like... That means that when the events happened, he would have been like 22 when everyone else was 30 when all the events of Game 4 happened? No, I don't know. I find his entire existence upsetting, and I don't like him, and I'm glad he's dead. He's about to hide in the coffin? It would seem the threads of karmic destiny have led us to the truth. The victim passed through the understage where Betty DeFan was, and came up into the backstage area. We know this because Mr. Roos appeared to be backstage when he shot the video we saw. It appears that way, yes. And defense. You proposed the following, did you not? What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put in the coffin? But then what about this video? This footage was taken just before Mr. Roos entered the coffin. Oh, so does that mean... Yes, it is horrible but true. The tragedy did indeed play out right there on the stage. Went into the coffin where Mr. Roos was hiding. Trucy Wright thrust her blade. See, told you so. So are you saying the incident was a tragic accident that happened during a prank? It would be an accident if the accused had no knowledge of the prank beforehand. So let us ask the accused herself. Miss Wright, did you have prior knowledge of the prank? What? I... Tell him, Trucy, you didn't know anything about it, right? Of course I didn't. I didn't know a single thing about it. Still think you can play innocent, do you? In that case, you leave me little choice to proceed. Bonnie, get the video camera after Mr. Roos comes tumbling out. Trucy Wright. Oh, this was also used to fake the thing here. Okay, so this is just like... They also use this to get the video camera after Mr. Roos comes tumbling out. I'm assuming this was also because they did the thing here with like faking her signature. And I'm guessing this was also inside the clipboard that like can be used to make people sign other shit instead. You leave me little choice but to present this piece of evidence. It looks like some sort of note. That's... I found this note in the dressing room after the incident. At the time, I did not understand what it meant, but it's all clear to me now. What's this? Let's see, it says, get the video camera after Mr. Roos comes tumbling out. It is a note signed by the accused, instructing Bonnie to collect Mr. Roos's camera from him, it seems. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I found it in the dressing room right before the show. When I saw it, I realized that Trucy knew about the prank. Does bear her signature, I'll give you that much. So the defendant had prior knowledge of the prank. It would appear so, yes. When she learned about the plan to trick her, she decided to use it to her advantage. So she thrust the steel sword into the coffin where the victim stood, chuckling to himself. Is that not what happened, Miss Wright? Of course not! And I didn't write or sign that note.
Ah, but the handwriting matches.
What handwriting? It's clearly a typed note. Like, what are we doing here?
All of the evidence and testimony points to you being the culprit.
But I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Then explain the existence of this note. You can do that, can you not?
I can't explain it. I didn't write it, so I don't understand. I didn't kill Mr. Roos. You have to believe me.
The silence is deafening. Continue struggling against the threads of your own karma if you wish, accused.
So clearly he's going to get in a lot of trouble for using what is obviously forged evidence, right? Just like how Phoenix did in Game 4. They're going to be consistent about that, right? And he's going to get disbarred for presenting what is so obviously forged evidence.
Miss Wright, it is time to resign yourself to your fate.
No, I didn't do it.
I knew it! That sweet-looking girl, she sucks! You took us all in with that act of yours. I told her I knew she was a homicidal little witch from the start.
But I didn't do it. I really didn't. Why doesn't anyone believe me?
Shut up, you killer! We won't fall for that anymore.
This is bad.
Your Honor, I suggest we put an end to this tragedy now.
Is the jury just allowed to say that? It's not the jury. It's just like an audience. Why does everyone sound like Kermit? You tell me. You tell me. There is no jury in Phoenix Wright. It's just like people just showing up to court to watch it like it's some sort of sick TV show.
Give your official ruling and let us offer the victim's soul the last rites it deserves. Very well, I suppose I have no other choice.
Objection!
The defense has an objection!
Apollo!
You, even now, you would. I won't give up, and I refuse to let either one of them down, too. Mr. Wright, who's counting on me, and Trucy, who's put all of her faith in me. Mr. Justice, the fact that you have raised an objection means that you have evidence to which you, with which to refute the prosecution's claims, correct?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. Do we really have anything, Apollo?
Actually, we do. There's one piece of evidence we can present here.
Okay, I'm guessing this is either going to be the clipboard or the, as we saw in the show footage. Well, let's see. Let's see what it wants. That's a really good, I like the face Bonnie's making in this. It's very funny.
There's no question the defendant thrust a sword into the coffin. The defense doesn't dispute this point. But let us not forget that this was a magic show filled with tricks and illusions. You can't take everything we see at face value. So you're saying some sleight of hand was involved somehow?
Yes, the defense contends that the sword the defendant used was not the cause of death.
What was it Trucy told me she did just before she thrust the sword into the coffin? Very well, let us see your evidence, Mr. Justice. But remember, you interrupted my verdict to make this claim. You will be severely penalized if I find you are bluffing.
That's fine, Your Honor.
This shows that it's possible that the sword Miss Wright used was not the cause of death.
I'm a lawyer. No. We're looking for a possibility. Trucy says she swapped it for the trick. Sword stand. Contains the rubber sword. Was not... Okay, so was not the cause of death. Brucey's hat trick. Bonnie's teleportation trick. I'm actually kind of stumped here. I don't know... Prank script plan? Laughing and flying up in the air, causing another round of surprise. Get the video camera after Mr. Roos comes tumbling out. Hold on. They don't show whether or not the sword had any blood on it or anything. Yeah, I know. Awful, awful camera work. Whoever did that should be fired and were killed. She says she swapped for the trick. Christine moved the stage lifts for Bonnie. She told no one about this. I don't think it's that. Yeah, let's go piece by piece. It's not the attorney badge. It's not this. Transforms into a dragon. Mr. Roos's fire trick. This shows... What is the... You'll be... What was it Terusi told me she did just before she thrust the sword into the coffin? What was it? I don't remember. What she did just before she thrust the sword into the coffin was not the cause of death. Will appear supposedly empty coffin, which should cause a bit of a ruckus. Will come back to life, laughing and flying up into the air, causing another round of surprises. Is it this?
Take that!
What's that? Sword from the show?
That's right, Your Honor. This rubber sword was in the sword stand under stage. During the trick, Miss Wright was supposed to swap the real sword for a rubber sword. Okay, let's see where it goes. And she told us on record that she very clearly remembers that she did.
I see. So the sword the defendant thrust in the coffin was a rubber sword, was it? But then why was a steel sword found lying on the stage?
Somebody must have put the steel sword there by swapping it with the rubber one. Just after the incident occurred, the dragon set piece fell and the theater was evacuated. The real culprit must have used the resulting chaos to swap the rubber sword for the steel one.
Objection!
Do you not know when to give up, stink bug? That is not possible. Blood was found in the coffin hole that the sword was thrust into. It must have been left there when the accused withdrew the sword. There is incontrovertible proof that the sword she used was the steel one.
Objection!
But that blood could be the result of someone tampering with the crime scene after the fact. After the set piece fell and the audience was cleared out of the theater. There was plenty of time for somebody to plant that blood there.
Objection!
If the sword the accused used was a rubber one, then when exactly do you propose the victim was killed? Given that Mr. Roos was alive when he entered that coffin.
Objection!
Finding the answer to that question is precisely why we need to continue this trial.
Let me express my opinion. By all accounts,
This seems like kind of obvious. I feel like it's weird that this got to this point And also, like, if we're already at the point where a verdict's about to be passed down, Tracy saying, like, I swapped it for the rubber one seems like it would just be kind of hand waved away, but whatever. We're going with it.
By all accounts, it is certainly reasonable to suspect the defendant based on the evidence. But as to the question of whether the sword the defendant used was rubber or steel, I believe further discussion is warranted. I suggest we hear from the defendant herself on the issue.
Very well, Your Honor. Yes, I saved it. Somehow, too close for comfort, but still.
I advise the prosecution and the defense to use this time to prepare.
Yippee! Woohoo! Yay! Whoa, that was hairy. Tell me about it. We barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. I can't say I'm crazy about that prosecutor Sadmati either. You know, with the way he says, let it go and move on as if it's nothing. Let it go and move on, huh? Oh. Is this, Roger Rettins? Am I interrupting a secret conclave of villains or something? Yeah, this fucker. Got your next evil scheme in the works already? What do you want? Keep making that face, champ, and everyone's gonna change the channel. Look this way, Trucy. Now smile for the camera. Let's see those pearly whites. Isn't that what the Grammary Creed tells you to do? How does it feel, Trucy? Everybody online can't stop talking about you. They're calling you a real witch out there. Oh, I'm dying. I need water. It's over for me. Could this be the end of Troop Grammary? Go away, you creep! Oh, what's this? Something just charged into frame. It looks like a yellow gorilla or something. Could it be Trucy's pet? Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get the bailiffs? Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. Huh? What happened to the camera? It just disappeared right before our very eyes. Oh, this motherfucker's also a magician. This motherfucker's also a magician. I put out a call for Trucy's fans to come and support earlier, by the way. Bet I'll get some great footage out of them. This is gonna be good. Hang loose, baby. Fake his own murder. See, I don't think this is gonna be it, but their hairstyles look a little bit similar, right? Nah, there's no way. There's no way. Phoenix Wright would never do that. Their ages are different too. No. I'm going on the conspiratorial train here, and I need to get off at the next stop, or else I'm gonna lose my mind. Apollo? That thing Mr. Rettins just did. That was some high-level sleight of hand. Huh? Why would he know how to do something like that? I don't know, but he definitely has some serious magic skills. No way, but I thought he said magicians were a bunch of good-for-nothings. Mr. Lawyer? Oh, hello, Bonnie. Can I help you with something? Well, there's something that's been bothering me. Really? What is it? Well, you see... Hey, dummy! What are you whispering to Lobster Boy about? Betty? Who the heck do you think you are? You crazy? You want a piece of this? You know you have to talk to me before you say or do anything, you harebrain. Meep! But I... Shut your mouth, you dumb bunny. Come with me, now! Wonder what was bothering her. There's no way we're finding that out with Betty constantly hovering over her like that.
Court is about to reconvene.
Will you be alright testifying? Yes, it's just... I wonder what Mr. Rettins has up his sleeve. I doubt he's bringing in actual fans. Yeah, probably not. I wonder what he has up his sleeve too. He better not be trying to get under Trucy's skin right now of all times. You're Trucy right, and you'll be fine. Oh, there goes Apollo with his best trick. That's right. Whenever I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine. All right, I'll give it a try. I'm Trucy Wright, and I'm fine. Thanks, Polly. I think I can do this now. Atta girl. Good luck up there on the stand. You'll do great. Thanks, I'll be fine. I can do this. All right, Justice. You can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. I know it hasn't been super long, but I'm really tired today, so I think I'm gonna call it here. Thanks to everyone who came by. I appreciate you all. I will be back with more Ace Attorney, probably on Monday or Saturday or something, or maybe Dragon Quest. I don't fucking know anymore. Bye, everyone.
The B-boys are body popping. The bass drop show, it sounds like a tremor. Everybody's in the club, getting the vibe together. Hands in the sky, yo, we move to the floor, leaving stress and unhappiness at the door, keep it funky. With a 4-4 beat from your radios, TV screens, and in the way too dark. Sun goes